Hello, hello. I'm back with another deck profile. This time it's Yu-Gi-Oh! I think this is my first Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile that I've done in this channel. But yeah, what happened this weekend? We played at the Extravaganza event at Penrith Mega Games. Um, we came 17th, but that's okay. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! For a while, but I thought I'll take a fun deck, or a deck that I really like playing and I enjoy playing. And we have Heroes. Heroes has been a deck that I've been playing for a while. It doesn't really change much, so it's pretty easy to take after not playing for a while. But yeah, I have a beautiful playmat here from Pack. Shout out to Pack. And it's designed by Gen from Head to Head Battles. Go check out their channels, they have really good content there. But yeah, let's get right into the profile. Alright, so let's start with the monsters. Elemental heroes. We have two Stratos. Pretty good. The best searcher. Pretty much the term Stratos is taken from this guy. Every time you have another deck that searches, people say it's the Stratos for the deck, because it searches anything from the archetype. I'm only playing two, just because it could get cloggy sometimes, and you only have one normal summon. The other effect to destroy back row is also really good. You can combo it with your Vision Hero package, which I can explain in a bit. But yeah, we have two Stratos there, really good. And then we have two Shadow Mist, pretty much your other searcher for the deck. When she is sent to the grave, you can add any hero to your hand. The other effect is when she is special summoned, you can search for Mass Change, which allows you to go into the Dark Law. But you can only use one or the other effect once per turn. So yeah, you gotta be careful which one you want to use for that turn. If you want to set up for a Dark Law, or you want to set up for a combo. Next we have Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier. Really good card. Not just because it's a water that allows you to go into absolute zero, but also when normal summoning, you can special summon a hero from your grave. You can special Shadow Mist to search a Mass Change. There's a combo for that. Or you can special Stratos to get another search. So that's really good. And his other effect is when he is used for a fusion summon, you can draw two and discard one card. So that normally is the effect that I use most. It helps you dig through your deck for more pieces or extenders or even just interruptions in general. So yeah, he's really good. Then we have Honest Neos. Honest Neos, you can discard it to boost one of your hero monsters by 2500. Just really helps with protecting your Dark Law if they try to attack over it, or any other heroes pretty much. Or it helps you push for more damage for game. The deck tries to OTK, so yeah, 2500 is a pretty big boost. Especially if you can combo it as well with Vision Hero Trinity, which can attack 3 times to monsters. That normally closes out games pretty quickly. Next we have the Vision Hero package. We have triple Vision Hero Faris. So his effect is you can discard another hero monster to special summon itself. And when he is normal or special summoned, you can put a Vision Hero from your deck to your spell trap zone. These are really good extenders. You don't have to use your normal summon, but it does lock you into summoning heroes from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. But yeah, we're pretty much just playing heroes in our extra deck, so it doesn't really matter too much, except for one card, which I'll get to when we go to the extra deck later. Keep in mind that's only extra deck, so if you have something you can summon from hand that's not a hero, you can still special summon it. so that's really good. That's probably a tech card that you're playing. Next, we have 2 Vision Hero Increase. He is normally your target for Ferris. Well, most of the time you want Increase. You don't really want anything else. Some people play other Vision Heroes, which I haven't really tried, but Increase just gets you the combo to grab another Vision Hero, which is we're playing 2 Vion. So Vision Hero Increase's effect is it's treated as a continuous trap. When it's in your spell trap zone, you contribute a hero to special summon itself. And when he is special summoned from the spell trap zone, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Vision Hero from your deck, which will be the Vion. Vion, this effect, you can send any hero to from the deck to the grave, and also you can banish a hero from your grave to search a polymerization. So normally that gets you a pretty good combo of 2 bodies and setting up your grave with a Destiny hero if you didn't already have it, or any other hero that you want in the grave, and also gets you the polymerization, which is really good for accessing some of our fusion heroes. Next, Destiny heroes. Playing 2 Destiny hero malicious. Yeah, only playing 2 because it's semi-limited. I wish it was at 3. It would have been really good for extending, but yeah. Destiny hero malicious effect, you can banish it from the grave to special summon another malicious from the deck. So he's normally your target for Vion to send to the grave, because you can get another body and can link them up or use it for fusion. So many things you can do with it. You can even keep it as a body on the board if you have a mass change, just for a target to get your Dark Law out. But yeah, malicious, really strong. And then we're playing 1 copy of Dynatag. He is just here basically for our extra deck Destiny hero, which is Dystopia. We'll get to that in a second, but his effect is you can banish him from the grave to boost one of your Destiny heroes by 1000. The other effect though, it comes up when you are trying to save yourself from being OTK'd by someone else. So if his other effect is it's in your hand and you would take damage, you can discard it to change the damage to 1k for both players. So you're dealing damage to both yourself and your opponent. I've had games where I actually won because of this card. I managed to get the opponent below 1000 and they try to attack me and I have more than 1000. So I would take damage for the attack. I'll discard Dynatag and deals damage to both and basically win from there. And other one is Destiny Hero Decider. So this one, some people play Celestial. This weekend I've chosen to play Decider because I can get the plus immediately in that same turn. Whereas Celestial, you kind of have to set up in order to get the draw 2 effect. The Decider's effect is once per duel, when you special summon, you can add a hero from your grave to hand during the end phase. And the other effect, which is actually really good as well, when a card effect is activated that would inflict damage to you while he is in the grave, you can return it to your hand and you take 0 damage from that effect. So if there's some burn that you would take and he's in their grave, you can add it back to your hand, so extra resource and protects you from that burn as well. So yeah, it's pretty good. And the last but not the least, we are playing the Plasma. It's pretty much a floodgate for a lot of decks. A lot of decks have a hard time outing it if they don't have the right removal. And normally I have protection for Plasma as well in terms of back row or just Sunrise, which can protect him from battle, or just try to boost him up pretty big if your opponent has a monster that you can absorb with it. Last but not the least, we are playing Evil Hero Adusted Gold. Yeah, not much to say about this card. It lets you search the Dark Calling, which gives you access to the Malicious Bane. Another really good card. But what's good about it is not actually Bane. Yes, Bane is a good card that can't be destroyed with battle or card effect, and it has a pseudo Raigeki effect. But the advantage of this is it's just a one card that gets you a big body rather than having to use multiple materials, because you only need a Dark Calling and a level 5 or higher hero engrave to summon the Bane. So yep, that's it for monsters. For spells, we have Triple Mass Change. Yeah, nothing much to say about it. Gets you access to the Dark Law or Acid. And Dark Law is just a really good card in the meta. It shuts down a lot of decks because it banishes anything that goes to the grave, including spells and traps. So yeah, just a pretty good card in general. Then we have Triple Fusion Destiny. Fusion Destiny, for the rest of the turn you're going to be locked to Dark Heroes, but it gives you access to Dystopia, which is a really good card. I'll go through that in a second when I go through the extra deck. But also is a good starter if you happen to have a brick hand, because you can fusion summon Destiny Hero Dangerous, which can send a Shadow Mist to the grave and a Destiny Hero, and the Shadow Mist can search whatever you need, so you can keep going from there. Plus, with the next set coming up, it gives you access to Phoenix Enforcer. And yes, other decks are also going to be playing that, so that just tells you how strong that card will be. So yeah, it's a really good, but in Heroes it's even better because it can help you recycle a Malicious, and you can extend further with that. In other decks, they don't really have the Malicious to recycle, so yeah, we have the advantage still in Heroes. Next, for search cards, we have 1 Rhoda, 1 Emergency Call. Only 1 because it could also clog sometimes, and it doesn't search our other heroes, only elemental heroes. I guess you can say it searches for Stratos, and Stratos can search anything, but sometimes you've already used your normal summon and you don't want to search for Stratos again, which is dead. And we have Foolish Burial. Could be an extender or searcher, depending on what you send. You send Shadow Mist, you can search for any hero. You send Malicious or any Destiny hero that you're missing in your grave. Or if you want to send Liquid Soldier as well, if you have Miracle Fusion ready. Yeah, just so many uses for this card. And the one tech card that I just tried, because I've seen it in some builds and didn't really have space for multiple. We're playing Pot of Prosperity. This is pretty good. Normally I'm just using the effect to reveal 3, not 6, because we do need quite a bit of our extra deck. But there are some cards that you can banish in extra deck that you think you're not going to be utilizing depending on the matchup. But yeah, it helps you dig through pieces that is not searchable. So that includes the mass change, which we really want to have in some matchups, or in some cases just removals or hand traps even, if you already have enough gas to keep going. There's one game where I revealed the droplets and just helped me close out the game from there. So yeah, it's pretty good. might add more depending on how I change the build and what I can cut, pretty much. And last we have one last searcher is a Hero Lives. I wish there's more because it gives you more access to mass change again. It pretty much special summons any elemental hero. Should be Stratos or Shadow Mist most of the time. You would special Stratos if you need more pieces in hand, or you can special Shadow Mist to get your mass change. And then we have our fusion spells. Polymerization, pretty much the OG fusion spell, so you want to play that. Oracle Fusion, because we have an extra deck monster called Sunrise, which can search it. And Dark Calling for the evil hero doesn't go to search as well. So 3 fusion spells that are searchable and also recyclable with one of our extra deck monsters. So yeah, you only need one of each pretty much. So yeah, gets you access to the fusion monsters. And now for the rest of the cards are pretty much my hand trap slash tech cards that I played. This is one strategy that don't quite remember who I got it from. I apologize for that, but we're only playing 2 of each hand trap slash tech cards, because the idea with it is that if you have 3 ofs and you open multiples, sometimes it can be dead. But if you have 2 ofs, you'll have a variety rather than multiples. So you'll still have the same amount of hand trap slash tech cards in the deck. So you'll still see them, but instead of seeing multiples, you'll see variety instead. So let's start off with monsters. Playing 2 Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. Yeah, a lot of the decks right now are linking, so there's a lot of the time you can use the Phantasme, and Phantasme is just a free body on board and it gets you 2 draws normally. In some decks you can get more if you know when to use Phantasme, or you know their combos when they have multiple link monsters. So yeah, you can dig deeper. And it also helps shuffle back our bricks. So if you draw the increase, for example, you can put it back. Or if you draw multiple malicious in hand, you can put 1 back. So yeah, it's really good for decks with garnets, such as heroes. 2 Ash Blossom pretty much hits a lot of the cards in general, so why wouldn't you play it? Have 2 Ghost Spells. Again, it hits a lot of the decks in the format, so chose Bell for that. And then for spells we have 2 Droplets. Yeah, really good card. Helps you deal with a lot of monsters that are immune to things like Dragoon. And it's not chainable if you send the right cards or the right types, like monster, spell, or trap. So yeah, Droplet's just a good card in general. 2 Talents. It was a bit of a gamble when I chose this, actually. This could be a Cold by the Grave plus something else. Maybe Cross Out if you have them. I haven't managed to get copies of Cross Out because, yeah, I haven't been playing for a while. But yeah, in some games, when I have enough extenders in hand, Tactics was really good because I'm able to rip a card from opponent's hand and still keep going. But in some cases, I would rather have the Cold by the Grave because if they hit my choke point, I can't really continue. So yeah, that was a gamble for that one. And the last, 2 Infinite Impermanence. Again, it's a lot of the good decks this format. So yeah, that's it for the main deck. Yeah, so we are playing 45 card in the main deck. Like I said, Could still make a lot of changes, reduce some cards, maybe get it down to 42 or even 40, but maybe not 40 with the amount of bricks I play in the deck, with the Dusted Gold Evil Hero package. But yeah, I'll still be tweaking around it, just trying to get back into the game. But yeah. Next we go to the extra deck. We have 2 Extra Hero Cross Crusader. Pretty much the best Link monster for heroes. It only requires 2 warrior monsters. So when it's summoned, you can target Destiny Hero from your grave and special summon it. So I use the Decider for this one, and you get Decider's effect. So in the end phase, you can add any hero from your grave to your hand, which is really good. And its other effect is you contribute contribute a Destiny Hero monsters to add any hero. So another searcher for the deck, pretty much another Stratos or Shadow Mist, if you will. A really good combo with this one is if you manage to bring him out without using a normal summon, and you have a Shadow Mist in the grave, you grab your Liquid Soldier with his effect. You normal summon Liquid Soldier to special the Shadow Mist, saying that you shouldn't have used Shadow Mist effect in that turn, so that when Shadow Mist is special summoned, you can search for a Mass Change. And that's normally a pretty good end board to have, actually. So you have a Liquid Soldier, Shadow Mist, and a set Mass Change. So depending on the deck you're up against, you can choose to go to a Dark Claw. Shadow Mist will go to the grave and search you any heroes. Or if you're playing against a back row deck, during their end phase, you can Mass Change into Acid to destroy the back rows pretty much. So yep, really good. Next we have Extra Hero Wonder Driver. It's a pretty good card. There's some combos where you use him to recycle your fusion spells, or in the mid game, when you've already used up some of your fusion spells, then you can link into him, just summon any hero underneath him, and you can recycle pretty much whatever spell you need. So it's really good in that way. Next we have Extra Hero Dread Decimator. Pretty much helps you close out the games because any hero that he points to in itself gains 100 for each hero with different names in your grave. So sometimes you can get a lot of names in the grave, so you can boost your monsters by a very high. And he also does piercing, so if they have any defense monsters, then you can still do the damage that you need to finish off the game. And for the last Link monster, we have Verte Anaconda. So in some combos where you don't use Faris, or you don't use Fusion Destiny, and you manage to have 2 monsters, you can go to Predaplant, Verte Anaconda, and you can send Miracle Fusion, or you can send Fusion Destiny. So if you send Fusion Destiny, normally because of Verte Anaconda's effect, you only have 1 more summon. So if you use Fusion Destiny, you will go to Dystopia for a Trident-ish effect. Or you can go for a Miracle Fusion to pretty much go either Absolute Zero if you have a way to get rid of him, like a Mass Change. Pretty much a Raigeki. If you Mass Change, that's also going to Acid, so it's pretty much a full board wipe. Or just go for a Sunrise to help protect your board with its effect. And also boost for each different attribute heroes you control. It boosted by 200. And we go to the Mask Heroes. 2 Mask Hero Dark Law. Yeah, not much to say about him. So any card that would be sent to your grave, your opponent's card, sorry, is banished instead. So a lot of decks pretty much die to this one. And because some effects require cards to be sent to the grave, they can no longer do that when you have Dark Law on the board. So for example, you have the opponent has a droplet. They cannot use droplet because they cannot send it to the grave. Some hand traps also say they have to be sent to the grave, so they can't use those hand traps. So yeah, if you manage to get him early on the board and you can still combo, then it will stop a few hand traps. So yeah, it makes you safer that way. The other Mask Hero Acid, pretty much I've said it earlier, you can use it on Liquid Soldier or you can use it on Sub-Zero to destroy all of the back row. And we go to Elemental Hero Fusions. Elemental Hero Sunrise. Pretty good card. So when it's fusion summoned, you can search for a Miracle Fusion. So that already helps you extend further. And its other effects, your heroes will gain 200 for each different attribute heroes you control. So he's a light and normally you're going to have a dark, so it's at least 400. If you have a Stratos, that's another 200 because it's a wind. And yeah, you can pretty much grow your heroes again. And you can use it in tandem with the Decimator for really big boost on your monsters. The other effect, if your hero battles, one of your hero battles, you can target a card in the field and destroy it. So it also has a battle protection built into him. Not just protecting itself, but protecting any hero, because you can destroy what's attacking or destroy something else on the board. And we have Absolute Zero. Absolute Zero, when it leaves the field, it's pretty much a Raigeki. So yeah, not much else to say there. Just be wary though that with one of the rule changes, depending if you're in NA or EU, I'm not too sure if EUs have adapted that ruling already. You can let me know in the comments below if you know. But if he is shuffled back to extra deck, he no longer gains the... He can no longer use the effect to Raigeki because of that rule change. But otherwise, if that's not being implemented, if he leaves the field, including being shuffled back, then yeah, you can Raigeki the board. And we chose Escort out for our last Elemental Hero. So pretty much just another target for Miracle Fusion if you recycle it with Wonder Driver. And Dark is pretty easy. You have heaps of Dark heroes. And it gains a 100 attack for each E hero you have in the graveyard. So it's not many E heroes, yes, in this deck, but it could still help you finish out games. And we go to Destiny Heroes. We have Destiny Hero Dangerous. So he's normally your target for Fusion Destiny if you don't have any other starter. So there are combos which you can find online, which you start with Dangerous by sending Malicious plus a Shadow Mist, and you can combo off from there. And then we have Dystopia. It requires 2 Destiny Hero monsters, so you would normally send a Decider plus either Malicious or your Dynatag. A Dynatag if you have no way to change its attack, because Dystopia's effect is you can return his attack to its normal, to its original attack, sorry, to destroy a card in the field, targeting. And its other effect is when it's fusion summoned, you can target a level 4 Destiny Hero from your grave and deal damage equal to its attack. So sometimes, yes, you can use it in time if you have access to him and you just need that little amount of damage to win the game. Yeah, so we do have access to some kind of burn damage if that situation comes up. But 1600 is quite a few, quite an amount, so it helps you OTK with that as well. Then we have Vision Hero Trinity. Again, really good if your opponent has 3 monsters during an attack. You can just summon him. When he's summoned, you can his attack becomes doubled for the turn. So it's a 5000, you can attack 3 times on monsters. So another OTK card. And you can also boost him with Honest Neos, making his attack 7500. And yeah, that's pretty much just game for a few of the decks that leaves cards in attack. And last but not least, we have Evil Hero Malicious Bane. So he cannot be destroyed by battle card effect, and during your turn you can destroy all monsters that are equal to or less than its attack. And then for each monster you destroy, he gains 200 permanently. So yeah, pretty much a really good card that's really easy to summon as well. Boss monster. But yes, he does have its weakness that he can be targeted. So that's not too hard for most of the decks. But yeah, still helps you close out games because it gains attack and it Raigekis the board. So you can freely attack directly. Alright, then with the side deck, I went with 2 Gameciel. There are boss monsters that we really cannot out other than using Kaiju, so we have to play it for this meta. It's also really good against Striker because it puts a monster in their main monster zone, turns off a lot of their spells. The only downside with playing a Kaiju is it doesn't let you go into our Cross Crusader anymore, because you can only use Cross Crusader's effects if you haven't special summoned anything other than heroes in the turn. So yeah, it's a little bit conflicting in that way, but sometimes you don't need to go into your Cross Crusader. Then we have Lancia. Again, it's a lot of decks. Droll. Even in mirror match, Droll hurts a lot, and I did get hit by a double Droll in game 3 in one of my matches, and that really hurts. And pretty much any deck that adds a lot to hand. Nibiru, deck still summon 5. Yeah, Nibiru is just Nibiru. Can't really say too much about that. Then we have Back Row Hate, Twin Testers, 2 Lightning Storm, and Feather Duster. Just generic back row removal. In hindsight, I should have played evenly matched as well, because I did lose to a Secret Village. Yeah, didn't really expect to play that. I didn't really know the meta around the Extravaganza this weekend, so yeah, you can't really out that Secret Village for this deck, so yeah, I'll just take that loss. And the last 2 cards in the extra side deck is 2 Solemn Judgment, just when you go first. I just had space because I have 12 cards that are tech in main deck, and in some matchups you don't really need everything for going first. So yeah, Solemn Judgment is just good trap in general. You can stop a lot of decks if you hit them in the right places. Normally the normal summon hurts for most, but some decks can still extend past that, so you just gotta know when to hit them. But yeah, that'll be it for the deck profile. Let me know what you think, and if you have any changes that you would suggest or any tips. Just trying to get back into the game again. yeah, I'll be trying to look for other decks as well. But maybe I'll stay with heroes for now, especially with Phoenix Enforcer coming in the next set. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.
I could always be the one you wanna call when it's cold outside. I will always be the one that's right here standing by.